They are into the construction industry where they are going to provide you luxurious move, ready to move in, villas with all amenities, all done up. It's a absolutely unique concept. It's already a revenue generating model, and he's got a very wonderful team with him. So we'll have Mr. Gopinathan do the presentation. In the meantime, I'll just like to announce that we are going to be recording all this today, and we will put it up on the on our website. You can go to the future events, which this will come up as a past event there, and you can see it. We'll also be putting it up on the YouTube subsequently. This is also for the information of all investors who are there today, that we will be recording it and we will be putting it on YouTube. This is also for the purposes of some commitments that are made during the call by anyone, so that we have them recorded. Only request I have is that when we are doing, Mr. Gopinathan is doing the presentation, we will put everyone on mute, and after he finishes his presentation, we'll have 2 or 3 minutes for question answers. It's not necessary that you want to ask him questions today. You can go directly to him. We have actually the address on the poster today. You can go, you can send a mail to us. We'll have your questions answered subsequently. Maybe you want some intricacies, want to know some intricacies of the business. We'll have them known to you. If you put a question, post a question on that. I also want to announce that, the program or the franchisee program that we launched, Directrex, has got a great response. Again, you can get back to us. A lot of people have approached us for that. You can get back to us again on the address that's listed on the poster down below. Yeah, Sanjeev, you wanted to say something? Or we can have Mr. Gopinathan do the presentation. Mr. Gopinathan, can you share your screen? Let everyone see that the screen is working.
Just a second, sir. Yeah.
I haven't been able to introduce myself. I'm Major General Setia. I'm a Sena Medal and a Vishesh Seva Medal. I'm a retired veteran from the Army, done 40 years with the Army, and have been associated with Sanjeev and True Digital right from its days of inception. What I've learned in the 2 years with him is that the real technology and the innovation resides in these startups. We have almost 220 startups, and it is the enablement of these startups that we are looking at. Our philosophy is to enable these startups, get them some money, so that the much talked about Atmanirbharta can be achieved by us. We've all seen, what startup did during the Beating the retreat this day. That was IIT Delhi-backed startup where they did a lighted drone show. What I mean to say is, look at the level that they are being propped up. Everyone was sitting there, and that startup was being focused on that. What a great technology. Without any doubt, we've been working with these startups for the founders of the last 2 years, and the real power resides with them, and our endeavor is to enable them. So that's why we have everyone. We'll request everyone to give a patient hearing to Mr. Gopinath. Mr. Gopinath, can you share your screen? People have been waiting for a while now.
Sir, I'm starting now.
Yeah.
Everybody can hear us. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm starting my presentation.
Yeah, we can see
Okay.
that. We can see that.
All right. Thank you, sir. So, let me first introduce myself. I'm Gopinathan. I'm from Madurai, Tamil Nadu. It's the second largest city in Tamil Nadu. And 2 years back, I've started this home point developers company, and we are doing well as of now. And our future growth also looking very positive. So, this company, before getting into this, I was working as vice president in Reliance Jio. Then I quit my job to take over my passion as the interior designer. So then when we came to my hometown, I thought, okay, let's start with the construction itself because there was a less demand for the complete interior design. So then we started doing my construction business itself. So in this, this is the brief thing. So I have 20 years of my experience in corporate industry, and I was the last my stint was with Reliance Jio as a vice president with planning and implementation in Mumbai corporate with Mukesh Ambani sir, the late Mukesh Ambani sir. So that was about me and about the company. Yes, 2 years back we started with a small capital of roughly 75 lakhs, but then we started growing very fast. Our USP here is that we are the only builder in Dintikal who deliver the house with complete interiors. Meaning, our house comes with complete like wardrobes, modular kitchen with chimney, fans, the Crampton fans, and Philips lights. I mean, all quality brands, and it comes with borewell as well municipal water, and borewell also has kind of we have a double over tanks at the top, which will also give you for the municipal water and the normal water. So it's like you just walk in, you have everything. You start living from the day one. Once you hand over the key, then you are ready to actually start living. So this is the concept we brought in because this was one of the models that I got inspired when I was in US. So where people have very less time. Even in India, people have very less time. So after moving in, they spend more than a month to set up the house. So we decided we have to. This was the problem for the customers and of course the opportunity for us. So we took this as a challenge and we solved this problem, starting from arranging the load till the movement to the house. So it's everything is our responsibility, and we had just hand over the key. So this is a thing. Almost, I think I put on like my whole company introduction here. And what we see here is that this is such a kind of business. We see that there's a huge amount of investment is required because the competition also getting bigger as the city is growing. This is one thing. The ultimate customer support because during the interior design phase, there's a lot of interaction. During the main civil construction phase, there's not much interaction between the customer and the company. But when it comes to the finishing stage, basically the yes sir, can I any questions? Okay, sir. So when it comes to the in kind of a solution document, yes, this is what we're going to deliver to you. Then we sign the document and then we delivery. So that delivery, that the final delivery usually takes roughly 1 month, 4 weeks, 5 weeks time, and the construction takes almost 4 months. So around you would say around 6 months we deliver a villa, and for one customer, of course. And the services that we provide, as I said, it's we give the luxurious villas with complete interiors, and we are one of the in 2 years itself now we are ranked almost number 2 in the market. In terms of service and quality, we are number 1. In terms of turnover, we are number 2. And we are also planning. I mean, in studio, we are planning to come up with an apartment kind of a solution. But this market is little bit very slow. I mean, I can say that there's a time in Madurai still for such kind of big projects to come in. But these guys are just popping up here and there. But mainly residential villa is the main actually the sellable point. And the timing, as I said, now I am fully dedicated on this project. 24 hours per 7, I am available for this project. Starting from the, managing the whole stuff and interacting with the customer from the booking till the handover of the house. We manage the project. And found the story, as I said already, like my earliest stint was with the vice president in Reliance Jio. When I quit my job to continue my passion as the interior designer, hence I started this company. And the strength for me so that I have a clear vision how we want to grow in the future, how we want to develop this Madurai city into one of the world class, villa or gated community properties. In the size of the, this is the overall market we have put. It's a huge market size. Everybody average more than 10 billion, roughly 10 billion now. So, in terms of supply, what we are seeing is that we are actually in the around 50% of the market share. We can say that we are in a luxury or ultra luxury segment. We are not in affordable housing or in mid segment. Our main focus is on luxury and ultra luxury. This is mainly because we are targeting working class and IT software industrials and the government staffs who are very, very busy in their work and want to have a luxury lifestyle. So, this is the customer segment that we are targeting. And our competitors are, there are two guys, the India Builders and Yatra Homes, and of course, Happy City is coming up now. But of course, their value wise they're big, but in terms of quality, we are already ranked first now, number one in India. It's our USP. This is the USP. This is the first time we have come up in Dindigul. So in 1 year itself, we completed around more than 24 villas now. As of last week, we handed over almost 24 villas. Even in this COVID times, we were able to hand over 24 villas in roughly around 18 months time. And each with unique design, each villa is unique. There's nothing is common between the two because all 18 houses are, all the 24 houses are 24 different customers and 24 different price points, and they are in different parts of the town. They are individual villas and with the complete, every house had a different architecture plan, a different interior plan, and different delivery plan. So that, and we could hand over in 18 months. Thanks to our architects and civil engineers. We've done a wonderful job in this. And as I said, our strength is our main safety.
Mr. Gopinathan, your audio went off in between for a while.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah,
you. We can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. So the USP that we are saying is that we are the only luxury builder in Dindigul and Madurai district who give complete house. You start living the day you move in. So it's like furnitures, everything comes in the house, custom designed. For every villa, it's custom designed, and it's in discussion with the customer. And our strength here is that the cities come now popping up with lots of heavy software companies are coming up. HCL is already come up. Wipro is in the discussion. TCS is coming up in the city. So there's going to be a lot of IT clients, the so-called the high-spending middle-class segment is booming up in Madurai. So that is one of our, I would say, it's a positive sign. This our strength is our mainly it's our competitive team. We have a beautiful, civil engineers who can bring up anything, and then we have an in-house architect who design the stuff, and then delivery happens in-house everything. And I myself an interior designer by profession, so this is one of the strongest points for this company. No one has such a qualified interior design company in Madurai. Alright. And in terms of marketing, yes, since we are only 2 years old company, there are companies here they're running more than 10 years, 15 years. So there's a little visibility, but we are trying to bring up as much as possible through Facebook and Insta, and I think 99% is anyway digital marketing as we see nowadays. In terms of threats that we see as the competition is coming up, and the only thing that we are seeing is that the big players might come in, so we might be going for a little tough competition. But our quality and our kind of USP nobody has, so we are confident that we'll definitely be done. Will come as a number one. And if the funds are available at time, then we have, we have strong way to go ahead. There are no worries. As I said, the opportunities, the industrialization is picking up in Madurai. I think this is the right time. And this time, as I said in the budget, also this year, the growth is going to be more than 9.6%, which is a very good news. So, and also in Madurai is getting a lot of software companies now and already the end station is coming. It's one of the smart city project is also happening in this city. So we are in the right city at the right time. And how we spend are spent mostly. It's if I see the operational cost, if you see there's most of them on the salaries and admin costs are very limited, very less. I would say that because we are like to be like this because we our construction we mostly subcontract. We only supervise through the quality checks through our civil engineers and our architects makes an often visit. So we try to keep the employees low and the operational cost low as far as possible. So that any size of a project we are ready to in scale up because we have that kind of tie-ups with our construction partners. And this is our annual statement. We are now last year we are almost if you see around 9 crores we touched, and we are aiming to go almost like 12 crores this year. If I see the cash flow, yes, we are projecting to go in a much higher speed from this year because COVID is getting released. Or even if COVID is there, I think the impact is not going to be there. So I am hopeful that this year will be a very good year for us. Very good year for us. In terms of the company valuation, if we see this is done by our auditors and audited by our team. We are looking at around 46 crores now. But this is still a small, kind of a fair amount compared to Madurai. There are builders worth 200 crores and stuff. So this is the roadmap that we are looking at. We want to be a 100 crore turnover company in 3 years down the line. So we are projected as 5 year, but we are currently around 40 crores now. So we are expected to reach 100 crores in 3 to 4 years timeline. This is a roadmap, and we are very confident because we see our bookings are very good. I would say there's a lot of demand for us. There are a lot of customers are seeking houses, but we are unable to provide due to the budget. That's the only thing. We are able to deliver.
Gopinath?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think now it's better. I think you move a little so the audio goes off.
Okay, sir. I don't know why this was not. So I am repeating now. The roadmap that we see is that we get around 31 crores revenue right as a valuation as of now, and we are looking at as a 100 crore company in 3 years. So if I see the market opportunity is there, yes, obviously there is a great market in Madurai, and if we venture into Chennai, then the market is going to be exploding. So there is no limit for us. We can go to any extent. Even 1,000 crores and 2,000 crores can be possible. But the thing that we are looking at is the investment. Though now, since we started a small company and we have a lot of customer demand, we thought it's time for us to plug in investment and then start growing. Because this is the time there is a lot of demand for us, and we want to deliver. We want to give our service to more customers than what we do now. We at least want to deliver 50 residential villas in this current financial year as we are projecting. The first 6 months we want to do 26, and then next would be 24. So this is how the demand here is.
And the audio is again gone.
So I think the bandwidth
there's
is
some
low.
problem with the audio. You have
No, Major General sir,
no,
I think
it's quite good,
No, Major General sir, I am able to hear him properly, so it could be on your side. Gopi, you carry on. I can hear you.
Okay.
I don't know about.
Okay, then thanks, Sanjeev. Yeah, thanks. This is a roadmap, and the market. I would say to all the investors here is that there is maybe there is a surplus right now, but there is a huge demand. There is a less supply in Madurai and Dindigul. These are the smaller towns in Tamil Nadu, and there is a lot of people, lot of southward people. They are coming into the smaller towns like Madurai in towns, and there is very less quality houses and quality delivery in these cities. So overall in India, we see the real estate that may not be that rosy now, but in I would say in tier 2 towns, I think there is a huge amount of possibilities, and huge amount of revenues that are waiting for us to have. Okay, as I said, I'm not put the pictures, but yes, we have financiers, and then we have civil engineers, and we have interior architect Malati, and the Swangi Techs from Delhi. She takes care of our digital marketing. So that is all I have for today. Thank you very much for everyone for listening to me so patiently. Thank you very much. I can take up questions.
Yes, we can have any questions. Mr. Gopinathan is, will be more than pleased to answer the question. Yeah, our experience of the Pishle calls is that generally people don't ask questions from the founders on the day of the presentation. Maybe they take some more time to assimilate whatever the presentation is and whatever is the business model, and then get back to you with some, deep dive questions or
Sure,
something.
sir. Sure, sir. Great.
Anyway, thank you so much, Mr.
So
Gopinathan.
Gopinathan,
Welcome, sir.
how much is your ask? I can't remember the ask slide.
5 crores, sir. Immediate is 5 crores.
5 crores you're looking for, is it?
That's what we are looking
And
for.
what is the company cap table? Because I couldn't see that also.
So right now we have a cash flow of one crore that we can invest in.
Who all are involved in the company? How many people are there?
No, I'm sole proprietor of the company.
Are you registered?
Yes, I have a GST registered company. I have a MSME certification.
And you own it 100%. And how much you?
I owe 100%. Yeah.
And what did you say your turnover was? 9 crore, is it?
9 crores. Yes.
Which was the 21.
It was 21. Yes.
Okay, and so 9 crores, and how much you're gonna dilute?
We will. I mean, out of this, we had a less profit margin this time because of COVID. There was a heavy price escalation.
No, I'm saying how much you're going to give to an investor against 5 crore that you will
give. We are looking at around 1 crore for the phase 2 project. We will be investing.
No, how much you will give them in return for 5 crores?
In return, we are looking at 18%, sir.
18% of equity you will give.
Yes.
And how are you going to give the equity? You will register the company, or you're going to have some bond and all that?
No, I think we'll go through bonds. That's what we are looking at.
All right, okay. Anybody has any further questions on this? He's looking at, let me summarize, he's looking at 5 crores to raise. He's going to dilute 18% of the company. The current turnover is 9 crores. And what's the profit right now, net profit? Gopinathan, last year, what did you clock?
It's 24% we got last year.
24% is
but
gross,
this year,
gross or net?
No, it's gross.
Okay, and what is the net?
It was less than budgeted. That was because of the COVID price escalations in the raw materials.
Yeah, what is the net
But
profit?
this year we will be surely hitting 40%.
On the gross, you will hit 40.
Yes, and net we will be touching 25 to 28. That's what our target.
Yeah, if you are at 40, you will, 30% down, you might hit 25, 28. All right. Anybody has any questions, last minute questions? Otherwise, you can write in the text box, or you can send on the mail, which is on the banner itself, ceo@tdstartup.com, and we will give it to Gopi for the interest that you have. And if you want to go to deep dive with him in the next week, we can entertain that. All right. So with that, Digvijay Setia sir, I give the dais back to you.
Okay, we had a nice presentation from Mr. Gopinathan. It's a unique solution that is going around in Madurai. I'm sure it is going to expand to the other cities once his business grows. We have Mr. Nitin. Sanjeev, Nitin is there now?
So shall I
Hello?
stop my presentation?
Yeah, Nitin, are you there?
Yeah, Nitin, can you join?
And founder of Room Shoom. Nitin?
Sir, he is joining in 2 minutes, so I don't know.
Okay.
Today looks like it's really cold in Delhi and maybe all over
No,
India.
that can't, take away your
Uh,
energies to do your business in any case.
so we'll wait for some time. If
Right.
anybody has,
Any case, I would like to reiterate a few issues. One is that our franchisee program, the Director X, is got on in a very nice way. We have a lot of queries on it, and we would request people to, if they are interested, they can show their interest to us on the mail ID that Sanjeev just brought out. It's on the poster. You can it's co@tgstartup.com. Secondly, we also told you that this is the first time that we'll be video recording. More importantly, it is for the information of the investors, so that if you want to revisit this, it will be on the site in the forthcoming events. When you go to the forthcoming events, you will have the past events where you will have these. We'll put them up in a day or two. This is the first time we are going to do it. The intent is, to have good founders come up. This time we had founders who were really good, revenue generating people, so that the investors would also, have more interest in these people. Anyway, Shalom has missed out on this. Let's see how, if it's possible, towards the end of the call, if he joins this. The next, it's from the co-living space. The next founder is from Room Shoe. It's a company which is in the co-living space, and they were hit badly by the pandemic, but they made up for. They have a presence. Almost they have tie-ups with a lot of big players around big cities in India, and this is also another, great business which is going to grow in times to come. The way India is, moving, where the youngsters or the millennial population is moving, they will need ready to move in places, all looked after, done up to stay whenever they arrive in a new place. So he is also another revenue generating business that Nitin has.
so I have asked Nitin to. I mean, I think he's still in his car for whatever reason. I don't know. So I've asked him to join from mobile. Let's see what he does. But he told me he's just 1 or 2 minutes away from the house. So we will have to wait for him because at least we will have to have two startups. Shalom was saying he's gonna be late by 1.5 hours. So anyway, I told him because the idea is that we are recording and we won't repeat people. I mean, because I wanted to give a fair chance to everyone because this recording is going to go all over the world, on YouTube, and we are going to push it for to investors. So people were saying that last few calls did not get recorded, etc. So we are not having a fair chance. So we're going to repeat that, and then going forward, this would be happen. This would happen. Now, so some of the things that obviously we learned here is that how to present and all that. We never log in from mobile as well as the laptop at the same time because you will have tremendous echo and all that. So,
Yeah, Nitin has joined, I suppose.
uh, uh, Nitin, have you joined the call? So,
Yes, Sanjeev. I have joined the call.
Tejas, no, I'm talking of Nitin Agarwal who is going to present.
Oh, sorry.
No problem, no problem. So, while Nitin joins this time around, it kind of, I don't know, things have got little helter skelter in terms of people joining in, and nobody could keep the appointment. To me, it looks like it's a lot of business. Uh, uh, so while we wait for him, I wanted to also talk about certain things which Digvijay Sethia sir already conveyed. Is that we are looking at franchisee model that we are willing to offer to people who are willing to sign up startups for us, so that more and more power can be given and we can become and we are based in Bangalore. We have been working with worldwide people, but and we are doing through LinkedIn and the activities that everybody does. But we want some, you know, and we got some tremendous responses. Also, we are working with them. So, in the model, you could be doing anything. Like you could be helping someone, you could be giving consultancy, you could be doing some other activities in terms of creating pitch deck or this. And if you think that those startups need to be shown to investors, then this is the forum. We specifically are interested in only showing startups to investors. Rest of the uh, uh, activities in terms of curating it, in terms of creating pitch deck or any of those things um, uh, would be we will outsource. So our main focus is there is a question for me: what is the focus of true digital startups? So I can take a moment here to explain. Um, okay, so the question for us is that can you help us in understanding what should be the primary focus of young entrepreneurs who are graduating and have a startup to work for? So that's a very good question. So I want to answer it while Nitin joins. And see, the whole idea of starting this company was that I myself struggled to find funds. I went to a lot of people and nobody responded. Some of them responded, the good ones, and I won't say good ones or because I can't remember many of them. But I did went around asking for funds for a very long time, and I used to feel bad when somebody won't respond or somebody will ask us to fill a lot of forms, and eventually you will upload your pitch deck, and so there was a time loss, and there was this time loss is a very serious matter because you kind of lose your time on that. So Nitin has joined. Nitin, while you prepare, I will just take 2 minutes. I was in middle of something. So the idea was to make it accessible for the young entrepreneurs. But the point was that whenever a young entrepreneur came on board, the whole uh, thing was that he was not ready. He was not ready with the language and all that. In terms of, let's say somebody asked, what is your GMV, what is your net profit, what is your gross profit, even though he was doing some business. So we want to educate that. For that, we started a program called SeedX, where we follow a Y Combinator model. But it's important that few startups join together, because we will run a cohort who could be young guys in their colleges and all that. We will teach them for 3 months, and after that, we will put them on Venturex on this call for 3 months, and they can ask for funding. So that's the SeedX, the earliest model to answer Srijan the question that he asked. The second is the Venturex model, where you know a little bit, you have asked for funds, you have failed to get money, and you want to have more options. You can come here, and it's a very small price. It's just a subscription cost of 5,000 rupees, and you'll get two chances here. For female entrepreneurs, it is just 2,500, half the money, because we want to encourage female entrepreneurs. So that's the chart for VentureX. Once you have got some response and you have kind of gauged it, and we also help and do a peer kind of competition where the startups can benchmark themselves, and we'll choose actually startups at the end of the quarter and at the end of the year also, and probably will try to fund as many of them, because we know that whoever will get ahead by the public opinion. And we will have some pollings also posted, and where we will invite people to poll, and it will be available in the past events on the website, and also the video recording of this. So you can actually, if you missed it, you can still go and see the performance of that person, and you can vote it. It's open for public. We want to go with the public also. And this will it's like Facebook, right? If Facebook started by presenting the picture, and then people used to vote, and then people used to groom themselves while going to college, and then it became Facebook. Similar to that, Here you will rate the startups and all that, and startups therefore will also excel because of the feedback that they will get, or whatever that it is going to be anonymous, but at least they would know that so many people rated them down or rated them up. And while at the startup of the year, we will know that the best one has come by the general voting of the public, and we as a jury also, some of us can take a call and all that, and then we will, if we are able to do very well, we will fund ourselves as well. So that's the Venturex call. Then we have a syndicate call where few people come together and put money in the company. They may not be interested in our startup of the year or a greatest company, because they may be very specific to a sector. For example, they may be interested only uh, in the technology sector, crypto, gaming, and all that. Somebody may be just interested in the gaming sector. Somebody may be just interested in certain other sector. So we want them also, and those, and somebody could be in the media segment, and they want to just see voiceovers, some tricky things that happens in the media, synthetic voice that they're generating now, and so on and so forth, and how the actors are becoming redundant, and vis-a-vis there are threat, there is strength and weakness and all that. So all those things we are going to do. So those guys don't want to see general people, right? And therefore the syndicate call is for specific sector needs, for specific ticket sizes and all that. And if you are generating revenue, because those guys are serious guys, we will recommend that if you are generating decent amount of revenue based on what they want, we will present you there. So those are again same. The tickets, the money that you pay for any investor to meet is just a subscription fee, 5,000 rupees. No other charges. You get your work done. We will do a review of your deck and all that from the quality standpoint, because we don't want your chances to go bad. And as I said, whatever franchisees are there with me, the best ones that come along in terms of price and the quality, we will deliver to you. So this digital platform is really about segmenting the best investors, segmenting the best consultants, and also segmenting the best startups. And that's the whole idea, both on the supply and the demand side. Finally, we have a Series X model also. Series X is when you have raised the fund and you're doing okay, and now you want to go into the next level of growth. You want to kind of go ballistic, like the Series A funding. You want to pick up like $5 million, $10 million ticket and all that. So you kind of reached $50 million, $100 million of revenue, and then you want to raise money. That's when you talk about Series X. So this is how this company is going to operate in the future. We want to make, in short and in summary, the investors available to the startups and the best investors. And the tool itself, this platform itself will rate and the startups, the way they give feedback, we will try to get the best investors. We also know who are the best investors in the market. We are not interested in saying that this, because they may have a lot of workload and all that, the good ones, and they may not respond. That doesn't mean that we will not invite them. We will continue to invite everyone. It's a choice in your hand based on our thing and your perception that you can choose the investor, and vis-a-vis the investor chooses the startups. With that, Nitin, I think you were there. And if you are still there, and you can come online, and I can see you coming online, and you can start the presentation. I hope I answered the question there in an emphatic fashion. Nitin, over to you. Dice is yours. Can you tell us where did you get stuck?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Sanjeev, can you see the screen? It's visible?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Okay.
Can you just change it, because it doesn't change sometimes? So we want to
Yeah.
just do that. Go to the second slide, third slide.
It's changing?
Yeah, it's changing. Perfect. Doing great. Thank you very much. So you can start from the beginning.
Okay. So I will walk you through roomshroom.com, how we founded and what we are doing today. First of all, sorry about delay. I was out of my home and got late by a few minutes. Sorry about it. So let's start with roomshroom.com journey. So it's a technology platform wherein we aggregate co-living, student housing, and home rental options for young millennials who move from different places for work and study. So we provide them options, multiple options in their location, and they can choose from them and book it accordingly. So our main targets are like working professionals who are starting their career, and students who are coming for higher studies, and also individuals or couples who want to stay in a separate places. So we are offering both shared home rental accommodation and also individual options through our platform. We founded Roomshum in 2016 from with one of the house which was near MIT University, and scaled it to 3,000 plus beds until March 20 before pandemic. We started from Noida, then expanded to Gurgaon, Delhi, Bangalore cities through our own footprint and through partners in Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Indore. So we were present in 8 cities. We are present in 8 cities. Our average ticket size was around 7,000 rupees, and we were generating revenue of 16 crore with an occupancy of more than 80%. So that was uh, uh, what you will say that scale we achieved after the setup. During pandemic, our business got impacted, and right now we are operating around 1,600 beds with 75 properties. We have achieved break even again in December 21, and we hope to grow further in coming financial year. This is about market. It is estimated to be 1 lakh crore rupees market. Uh, it is published by in various reports by JLL, Knight and Frank, Cushman and Wakefield. So they are expecting it's a huge market, and they are expecting that organized players will come and they will also take a good amount of share, because primarily this market is dominated by unorganized player. Roughly 4 million beds are there in this market, and penetration for organized players is expected to be around 8 to 10%. Recently, Colliers have also has also published a report that this market is going to double in by 24. So in next 2 years, they are expecting that a good growth will happen. So we are focusing in this market, and we hope to achieve a good market share in next 3 years. This is about co-living, the three section we are operating. So our target is from 1,600 beds, we want to scale it to 5,000 beds in next financial year, and beyond that 10,000 bed and 25,000 bed, so that we achieve a revenue of 30 crores in next financial year, and 60 to 70 crore in next financial year after that, and around 120 crores in afterwards. So we want to achieve 100 crore plus revenue in next 3 years. In co-living segment, we are operating properties which are near to corporates and manufacturing units and the market where people are working, and like IT sector is there, so that we can provide options to working professionals near to their location. And in student housing, there are three segments. One is like people who are studying in colleges and universities, coming for higher studies, so like post graduation program or graduate programs. Other is like coaching and training center where people come for 3 to 6 months training program. So we have tie up with both institutions, and we are running off campus facilities for them. And third segment is like several corporates are involved with DDU, GKY project and other CSR programs which are run by state governments, and they operate residential skill development programs. wherein they provide residence for during the training period, trainings, and also placement. So we are partnering for them for dedicated hostel facility and operating for them. This is how we are building revenue from different streams and capturing the demand. From the technology point of view, we are having our own website, mobile app. We have lead handling system, CRM, our own small CRM, which we have developed, complaint management system, online booking platform. And also, we are developing additional features for tenants so that they can choose more option while they do the search. So we will discuss in coming slides. Further, we have extended our platform to include options like individual rooms, uh, the room and kitchen RK, and the room, kitchen, and hall, the BHK or the flat. So those options are also included, and we are offering fully furnished apartments and rooms to individuals and couples so that they can rent out those places according to their requirement and stay there. Here, the best part is we are not operating end to end. We provide them the accommodation option with furnishing and the required services, and they pay for the services. And this is something is also in high demand, and we are providing more and more options. And we want to build a separate team so that we can focus on shared rental accommodation and individual accommodation separately. During pandemic, we realized that we were operating 150 plus properties, and we were like full stack operator. So we realized that there are people who are present in different pockets of a city and also giving good services, and they lack like technology and marketing piece. So we started partnering them like owners, the partners, or the small local players so that we can offer more and more options to our tenants because we have the demand, we need the supply. So we started adding them, and now we are providing options not only to our properties but also from the partner properties. And we are helping partners and owners through our digital marketing and social media and listing teams so that we provide them good amount of leads so that they can book and generate revenue. We can also get the share from it. And additionally, we also extend our platform to them so that they can also utilize it and do all the function what we are doing today. This is about supply engagement model. So we used to do direct lease and operation. During pandemic, we had discussion with all the owners, and earlier they were reluctant to give on revenue sharing. Now everyone has agreed to go for revenue sharing. So we are paying them based on occupancy because it was not possible to pay as fixed rental for complete property during pandemic. And this is how we optimize our operation cost during the pandemic. Additionally, we are doing aggregation of owners and local player properties, and also the players who are operating like 500 to 1,000 beds. We are partnering them and signing MOUs on revenue, basically on a service fee, which is recurring fee on a monthly fee basis. Roomshum is a full stack operator and providing services to the tenants. So we are flexible in terms of security deposits and lock-in periods. We are not charging very high rental. So it's affordable rental we are providing. And also we are providing all value-added services like repair and maintenance, housekeeping, internet, furnishing. So all those are provided so that people can focus on their work and study. Also, like people when they move to the new place, they look for friends, and and they want to make new friends because they are alone in new place. And so that's where we organize events and functions so that the people can meet each other, they know each other, and they can make new friends. So these are the some three main things we are addressing: affordability, convenience, and community. On a technology stack, we have developed certain part of it, and few modules are under development, which we are doing it right now. Our target is to complete development in next 3 months, so that the complete operation is automated, and while like owner can see their property reviews, occupancy, revenue generated, how many tenants are there staying there, and helping them in like online verification agreements and all. Tenants can do all the activities online. So all these functions uh, are in development. Basically, some part is already live, some part is under development. We hope to complete the development part in next 3 months. These are features on left hand side are related to tenant, and right hand side is on the owner listing part. So we plan to have a few more features which we want to include in the search, so that people can look for a place where they can choose. Like there are sometimes there are places which are far, but the travel time is less. So they can see the options and select the option which is where the time taken is lesser. Also, like the location where they can see like gym, yoga center, and other things so they can choose a place where all these facilities are available. They can also see who is staying in the room and also select the room which they want to stay. On the owner side, we want to develop two main features. One is like pay rent using card, so that tenants can pay to owner directly using credit card. This is something launched by No Broker last year, and they generated a revenue of 24 crore, while transactions were around 2400 crore. So this feature is in huge demand, and it is helping tenant to get the 45 days credit and make the payments. This is something we want to launch. And also auto listing feature, like once the listing is done, based on location and pictures, like more details are populated in the listing. So these are the features we are developing for owner and tenants. This is about market. Market is divided in three main broad categories. One is a managed marketplace where we are present, and our competitors are like Stanza, Zolo. These are the main competitors because they are also providing full stack services, but their ticket size is higher, like around 10,000 to 20,000, whereas our ticket size is in the range of 7,000 to 9,000. Open marketplace, these are the listing platforms where people do the listing and generate leads for them, and basically book their place. Third is like yellow pages, where people call the numbers and get the service provider numbers. So these are the like Just Dial, OLX. These are the like yellow pages provider. So we are primarily, our core is managed marketplace, and we are also adding more options in the listing platform, the second piece. This is about our revenue. Like in March 20, we did business of 16 crore. During pandemic, it got reduced to 6 crore in March 21. We are expecting 7.5 crore revenue in March 22, this financial year. And we are targeting investment of $1 million, roughly 7 to 8 crore rupees, 7 to 10 crore rupees, so that we can scale our supply from 1.6 1600 beds to 5000 beds and revenue to 30 crore. And going forward, like 5000 to 10,000 beds and then 25,000 beds with 60 crore and 120 crore in revenue. We raised around 1.86 CR in our equity round in October 20 at a valuation of 30.3 CR. And in current round, we are targeting around 7.5 crore, roughly $1 million. We were profitable before pandemic, and we managed last 2 years our operational cost. And our strategy is like we want to balance like expansion, like growth versus scalability. So we want to create a like sustainable business. We do not want to make huge losses, and we want to provide good return to the investors. So this is how we are operating, and uh, out of this fundraise which we are looking for, roughly 10% will go for technical stack development, and rest, most of the part will go in working capital and expansion, like adding more and more supply and increase revenue. This is about team. Myself and Garima are founders, and we have a strong team and from investor and advisors. Samir Jain, Ankit, and Arin are working with us as an advisor, and they have also invested money during this October 20 investment round. Kundan is looking after technology and marketing piece, and Sanjeev is also helping us in raising fund. Earlier round, Sanjeev helped us in during the deal which we raised earlier. Kapil is helping us in branding and communication. So this is about Roomshum. Now I think we can open it for question answer and additional.
Yeah. Any questions? Please shoot. Nitin is here to answer your questions. I'm sure the Delhi call put Nitin back by a few minutes, but the presentation and the idea is really great. And the way they are generating revenue, it's bound to grow in the present environment.
So Nitin, in this round, how much you are raising?
So we are targeting roughly $1 million so that we can scale our bed counts from 1,600 to 5,000. So we want to 3x our revenue and capacity.
And what's your current cap table, Nitin?
So currently there are 2 directors and 5 investors. Total 7 people are there.
So how much you and your co-founder hold today?
It's 94%. We diluted 6% during last equity round, and so we have 94% with us and 6% with investors.
All right. And what's the valuation today that you are asking these funds for?
So that can be discussed. Like we have the benchmark for the last funding and also the other players. We can share that data. So that is
Negotiable.
Yeah.
And what's the time frame you are asking these funds for, and what's the plan after that?
So this fund will be required for next financial year expansion for 5,000 beds rollout. We plan to 3x our capacity and revenue, and that's where we are looking for this fund.
All right. So, well,
Next 1 year. Yeah, next 1 year plan.
The way I understand, you are very powerful in NCR in terms of the services that you give. I think you need to use those funds probably to build more capacities in South. And the aggregation model of yours is interesting. That the way you are aggregating in the areas where you have less presence. So that partially would have helped you also in the COVID time, but going forward, it will certainly open a new revenue stream. So, how is the plan for you to spend this money? If you can just elaborate for the benefit of all.
Yes, so what we feel is we want to deepen our presence in Delhi NCR market, which is primarily covering four cities: Noida, Delhi, Gurgaon, and Greater Noida. So we want to expand our footprint further in these cities, and we want to aggregate more and more properties in other four locations like Indore, Pune, Chennai, and Hyderabad. So we want to grow in existing eight cities in next financial year and increase our footprint within those cities. So first year it will be like deepening our presence and increase bed count and increase revenue and become like a strong player in this market. Maybe like in Delhi NCR, we want to be number one. So that's a target. And uh, after that, we will look for certain new cities in after going to 5,000 beds. Then we will look into the new cities where we can expand.
All right. So, uh, so I mean, again, the answer was a moving answer you gave. You are looking to dilute 10 to 15%. Is that what you're thinking in your mind?
Yes, 15%.
All right, all right, all right. Anything you want to add for the investors, or any questions from anyone, even the people who have joined, or any investors that they want to ask any questions? Please go ahead.
Yeah, you're most welcome to send your questions to CEO at tdstartup.com. We'll send them to Nitin and have your answers sent back to you.
Yeah, definitely, and we can give more details like
There
detailed
are some
financial
intricate
modeling.
details.
Yeah,
Yeah,
detailed
intricate
financial
details if you want.
modeling and the growth plan, strategy. So we can discuss all the parts and how we are managing operation. We can give the insights. So what all we are doing. So we can share all the data, whatever is needed, and yeah.
Yeah, I think, Nitin, like always, we keep the questions to the next round of discussions. Anyway, it was a great presentation again, Nitin. Thank you so much. Very
Thank you.
wonderful.
So thank you guys. So I think it's time we will convene. If there are no questions, we'll conclude this call. Thanks for joining, Nitin and also Gopi. And I hope you hear from some people in the next round, because people came in, heard, and went back as well. So you might hear from them. And I hope that you raise the capital that you are needing. Times looks good, as you both felt as well. And I hope that your growth continues and you do well in this startup journey of yours. All right. If there are no last minute questions, I give it back to you, Divija Setia sir, for last words, and then we will conclude.
Yeah, just what is left for me is to thank Nitin and Mr. Gopinathan. I can only say they were wonderful presentations, all running businesses. And I'm sure the investors have heard the presentation, seen the presentations. They're going to get back to. I also want to tell you that one of our founders is going to be coming in the who's been with us on our platform at the in the horse table season 4. Besides that, we have had a lot of our founders who are being approached by the investors. It's just the Venturex and it's the ideas and the technology behind all these ventures that is attracting the investors. So we leave it at this, and all the best to everyone. We look forward, we have this pitch call day every fortnight. We'll have it next fortnight. We'll advertise it as always on LinkedIn and all other media. And, we expect that it grows. Thank you so much, everyone, again.
Thank you. Guys, have a good night ahead of you. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks for